joining us, and let's bring in our panel to weigh in on all of today's big stories. We have the political editor over at the Daily Signal, Bradley Devlin, with us today, and a financial markets analyst, Mitchell Firestein. He's also the author of Planet Ponzi, to weigh in on that jobs number. All right, but first, we got to start with Trump and Elon. The latest is there might be a call with aides. President Trump says he's not interested in speaking, but there's also, talk about that red Tesla he bought in a show of support, that he might be getting rid of it. Listen, Tesla stocks are bouncing back today over signs that the feud is cooling. I'm going to start with you, Bradley. I think that there's a de-escalation happening right now. Most powerful man and richest man. What do you think?
I definitely think so. I think that tweet from Naval sums it up pretty well. The principled position of Elon Musk versus the practical position of President Donald Trump. They're really in a bind. This is what happens when the economy is struggling over the course of 4 years under the Biden administration. And of course, the Biden administration opens up the southern border, et cetera, clamps down on American energy production. Those are problems that you have to solve with dereg and with more money. So we're spending, $150 billion in this piece of legislation to try to fix the mess that Joe Biden created. And at the same time, it's very unappealing from the short and medium term economically to let $4.7 trillion get pulled out of the economy by allowing those Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions to expire. So there is this trade-off between the short and medium term versus the long term. And I think Trump has learned the hard way to play the hand that he has and with the majorities that he has in Congress. And Musk is saying, hey, Congress and the president need to do more to bring down the debt and deficit. I do not think anyone in Congress or in the White House disagrees. It's just, can we do it here, or do we need to wait for appropriations or rescissions?
Right. So, and the good thing is, and we're going to put up the escalation yesterday, because there was, the talk about, was it related to taking away the EV in the one big beautiful bill mandates? Musk said no, and then he went back and said, well, he would have lost the election, kind of started there. Cause a recession in the second half of the year? I mean, Mitch, let's get you to weigh in on some of that, because, President Trump is touting all the great things in this bill. It certainly is about the bill, but there's also something here about the fact that a lot of the stuff that, Musk put out there about Jeffrey Epstein, even Epstein's attorney David Schoen posted that he at one point was hired to lead Jeffrey Epstein's defense, and that he unequivocally said President Trump authoritatively, he says, and definitely had no information to hurt President Trump. So it got nasty, a lot of business involved. And maybe if there is a silver lining, is that the focus is on what's happening in the bill. And today, now the focus is on what's happening in the markets. Your take on this?
Well, look, I think there's a lot to unpack here. And I think that President Trump has a pragmatic way of dealing with the swamp. The swamp is a mess. He was left with a dumpster fire. There's far too much debt. While that's true, I think his path to prosperity is the way forward, and I think we need to pass this bill. Now, as far as the little cat fight that's been going on, Tesla's stock has been grossly overvalued for quite a long time. It was never worth close to the $2 trillion valuation it had near its peak, and yesterday, before they got into an argument, it was trading over $1 trillion valuation, and it dropped, I think, $200 billion in market cap, and it's got some of that back today. So Tesla is basically very overvalued as a stock, and I think the stock market is very overvalued right now, especially in the tech sector, because you've got the 7 stocks that represent more than almost 40% of the value of the entire stock market, which is kind of a bubble that was created by the Fed's money printing. I think we need to...
So here we have it.
Sorry.
Well, here we have it, though. And the left, though, we know they jumped on this. Now, J.D. Vance came out with a post saying President Trump has done more than any person in my lifetime to earn the trust of the movement he leads, which is going to the point here that this will be good for Americans, this one big, beautiful bill. AOC, though, and the left, of course, had a field day. Let's play a little bit of this and some other Dems who have jumped on this bandwagon.
Oh, man, the girls are fighting.
Ooh, Tina Smith is also having fun, Bradley, saying who gets custody of JD in the divorce, offered Trump an ultimate breakup list. So, we knew this would happen. It's an unfortunate byline of what's going on here. Thought you could use this. So they think they're funny. Billionaire Bill Ackman looking to broker peace, though. He says, I support Trump and Musk, and they should make peace for the benefit of our country, to which Elon Musk answers, you're not wrong. So there you have it. It looks like Mitch called it a cat fight, maybe just a little bit of a momentary thing here. And the reactions we're getting from the left, though, pretty incredible, because I thought they hated him over Doge, and now they're using him, of course, because he's against Trump.
Yeah, I don't
Of course they're using
Bradley.
him. Yeah, I mean, of course they're using him to fight against Trump here. They will use any weapon at their disposal to get the orange man, whether that's Russian collusion or Elon Musk's tweets. There's no consistent narrative here on this for the Democrats. I think the important thing to focus on, though, is there have been, this is a brand new world for the Republican Party. They never thought they would be this party of the multiracial working class, with also bringing in Silicon Valley tech sector folks who are Silicon Valley dissidents, and putting it all together. And this is a coalition that is still figuring out where the legs of the stool are. And there's going to be contests. If we remember, there were contests between Elon and members of Trump's cabinet, such as Scott Bessent and Marco Rubio. These are the people who climbed to the top of American industry. They are going to have their opinions, and they are going to fight vigorously for them. At the same time, at the end of the day, these folks came together and were able to do pretty amazing things. I know that Elon's not happy with the amount that has been cut in this big, beautiful bill, but we're still looking at $1.6 trillion in cuts. And over time, if we can use the appropriations process properly, that could be even more.
And I want to get Mitch's thoughts on the jobs numbers, because we have them right here. We broke out some of the big headlines. 139,000 jobs added. We've got healthcare up, hospitality, construction, a lot in restaurants. And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent saying it really underscores the strength of the U.S. labor market. So we've got all this positive news here. And it's President Trump who is really leading the way on this. Your thoughts, Mitch?
Yeah, well, like I said before, I think that President Trump's path to prosperity is the way forward. I think this bill is the way forward. And, this is what the Republicans need to get together and support the bill. I know that we need to have more deficit reduction, but the important part is to stimulate more growth. And this bill will stimulate more growth in the longer end of the bill, not in the front end. So this is more of a backloaded bill in terms of generating revenues from the tariffs. The tariffs are not an important part. What we've got to focus on is looking at where we are today in the markets, which are grossly overvalued from the money printing, and we need more rate cuts to stimulate the economy. And the Fed is not being cooperative, because the European Central Bank cut for the 8th time yesterday, and we only have 3 cuts, 200 basis point differential, and that's not right.
Well, great analysis, Mitch, Bradley. Hopefully everyone can hug it out today on a Friday, and we could ride into the weekend. Really appreciate your comments, and great to have you in. Thanks. See you back here soon.
Thanks, Bianca.